Hello and welcome everybody to another vintage cube draft. I'm Paul Cheon and it is another team draft. And wow, do we have a pack here. We have Orcish Bowmasters and Mox Ruby. That's really unfortunate because, well, it's fortunate that we opened a Mox that we're going to take, but Orcish Bowmasters is one of the best non-power cards in the cube, and it's really bad that I'm passing this. But of course, we are going to take the Mox Ruby here, and then the Bowmasters is going to go to Paul. So our opponents are Paul. So Paul passing to Paul. One of the Pauls is going to get really screwed over here. We're going up against Paul, Updraft Elemental, Timrod, and player 0324 is Nachito, but he's playing on his phone. There's a ton of snow. Anyways, it's a big ordeal. Hopefully his draft actually goes fine. And our team is, of course, the great J-Bro, Billy the Kitty, who I've never beaten. So I'm really glad that he's on my team, and Folero. So we're going to take the Mox here, noting that we are passing Orcish Bowmasters from this pack. Next best card after that is probably Chrome Mox. All right, moving on to pick number 2. What do we have here? There is Inatali, which is a good target if you want to go Reanimator. That's something that you can take. There is a Mystical Tutor, which is okay, but I don't know if I like taking Mystical Tutor this high. There's a Taiga, and then there's a Noble Hierarch. So I think those are kind of the picks. There's also Exploration. I've done a lot of the drafting the lands thing, and I feel like I want to go lands if I get a Strip Mine and move into that way, but I don't normally want to start the draft, I don't think, with the Exploration. So here it becomes, do I take Noble Hierarch, or do I take something like an Atali to go with this Mox Ruby? The nice thing about taking the Atali is that it does leave me open to going into Reanimator, meaning that I did pass Orcish Bowmasters, and then I can then move into red-black and cut all the black cards from Paul. So I actually think because of that, I'm going to take the Atali, recognizing that Noble Hierarch is also just a very good card to take out of this pack. But this pack is overall fairly weak, so this is kind of a spec pick more than anything. But we'll kind of see how it goes. Look, if Reanimator isn't open, I am very happy moving off of this Atali. But I do kind of want to see if I can move into black after passing the Bowmasters. Moving into this pack, another fairly underwhelming pack. There is just a smattering of removal. There's a Jite, there's some lands. So here, I think this is a pack where, because there's nothing that really pulls me into a direction, I guess Oath of Druids in some sense to go with the Atali, but I'm not interested in taking the Oath this early. So I'm going to go ahead and take Wooded Foothills out of overall a fairly weak pack. And now what do we have? We have a pack with, so we're not seeing any Reanimator type cards just yet. There is Balance, which is an extremely powerful card to draft around. And it's something that you definitely need to respect. And something that might be good here, I already do have the Mox. And what else is there in the pack? I'm not big on Arcane Denial. It's okay if you want to be combo. There's Oliphant, which is also pretty nice as a mana fixer, which can be good in Reanimator, but I just have an Atali. Let's just not assume that we're already a Reanimator strategy with the Oliphant. There's some green cards which are okay. Skyclave Apparition is also okay, but I think taking this Balance here with the Mox allows me to just try to draft around it, and I've kind of been leaning more towards drafting more controlling decks, so I'm going to take the Balance out of this pack. I think with the Wooded Foothills, we can probably get the mana to work. Now we're looking at a pack that doesn't have too much there. I mean, this is a very weak pack. There's an Avacyn's Pilgrim. There's a Torsten, which is another good reanimation target, but we don't have any reanimation spells just yet. But what else am I taking out of this pack? There's an Inferno Titan. There's just nothing here that pulls me in a direction. So because of that, I will again spec on the Torsten and see kind of where things go from here. Because Torsten is a good flash through the breach, sneak attack, reanimation target to have. So we do have 2 really good cards to get back. So I am going to take them and see if we get the reanimation spells. Moving on here, there is a Savannah that I can fetch with the Wooded Foothills, which is okay. Not much to do with Coveted Jewel, but another fairly underwhelming pack. The Leyline Binding could have some promise here, but I'm going to take Frantic Search. We don't have the blue mana just yet, but Frantic Search is a nice discard outlet for both Atali and Torsten. So I think I want to take it out of this, again, not the most powerful pack. Blue doesn't seem super open, but I do think with the Atali and the Torsten that we have, the Frantic Search can end up being something nice. And if Reanimator doesn't end up being a thing, then we can look to try to see if we can draft a bunch of Talismans, Planeswalkers, and try to draft around this balance if possible. And now we have this pack. It's another this is a tough draft. Like, how are all these packs so incredibly bad? What do I want to take out of this pack? If I want to be Reanimator, I do know that I want to lean into being red-black. Did red-black seem open? I don't care about this Garruk. Not really that interested in this Basalt Monolith or the Sunbaked Canyon. So I think I'm leaning towards Angrath's Rampage versus the Decadent Dragon. And I guess I'll take the Dragon, because if we end up drafting more of a fair deck, this could be an okay playable card in my deck. I'm not the most excited about this Dragon. And okay, green is so open. Green is so open. So I think I'm going to take a green card out of this pack. It's between Noble Hierarch and the Court of Garenbrig. And there's a Questing Beast in this pack. So I'm going to take, I think, the Noble Hierarch. I really value the mana creatures more than any of the other stuff. So I will take that over Court of Garenbrig and Questing Beast. And see where things go. But right now, this is a really, really rough start to the draft, definitely. But hopefully we can improve on this. Here's an Unmarked Grave, but both of these targets aren't even cards that you want to use Unmarked Grave on. So I think here I'm just going to take Bayou to go with the Wooded Foothills and kind of take it from there. There's also Eternal Witness, but I'm going to take the dual land here. And this is a rough draft. This is a rough start. That is all I'm going to say. Now we have a pack with Golos and Tamiyo. There's a Kinnan. Oh my goodness. I don't really like Golos in general, unless I have Academy. There's a Dark Depths in this pack. Do I want to take that? Yeah, maybe I'll just take the Dark Depths and see if that's a thing we can do. I really don't know. This is looking like it's shaping up to be potentially a disaster here. And now I'm going to take the Oath of Druids. This could be an Oath of Druids deck. That is a powerful card over the Scavenging Ooze. Although the Oath of Druids does make it so that I'm less likely to want to play cards like Noble Hierarch and instead just play a control deck with Oath of Druids and some of these large creatures. Now I'm going to take Sword of the Meek. We're just specking on all the combos here, folks. We're specking on all the combos. This is a tough draft. We'll take the Savannah. So our mana is looking pretty decent, but we do not have close to enough playables here. But we're kind of on the, open a bunch of Moxen. We're on the open a bunch of Moxen and hope for the best strategy here. So we did pass the Bowman. Like, what colors was the person passing to us? Blue? Black? I guess blue-black. Anyways, we're taking Mox Sapphire. We're very happy about that. But this is another very, very good pack. There's a Hull Breacher, a Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, and a Palace Jailer in this pack. Nachito, likely in blue, going to probably take the Hull Breacher, but hopefully our teammate Folero can use either the Palace Jailer or the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. But hey, at least this Mox Sapphire gives us some hope at getting some, potentially some really, really powerful starts, right? But we need to also fill up our deck with enough playable cards here. Now we have a pack with, if we're going to be green-based, do we want to take this channel and look for Eldrazi as well? Because Oath of Druids plus Eldrazi can also be quite nice. What else do I have here? I don't even necessarily have a color. We're just looking to take anything that's good. Blue seems to be the one color that we're maybe not looking to go into. So Narset is the one that I'm not looking at especially. Red wasn't also especially open. Green was the only one that felt open, but the green cards also didn't table out of that pack. I think I'm just going to take the high upside pick here. I have an Oath. We're going to take a channel, and we're going to go for the Gusto here and try to make sure we can at least draft a great green-based rampish control deck, maybe? We'll see how this goes. Now we have a pack with Cradle, but this doesn't look like it's going to be an especially good Cradle deck. There's a Force of Negation in the pack, but we're not super heavy on the blue. There's a Path as well, and we have a couple of white sources for path. I do think I need some kind of anti-control measure card here, and we do have 2 black sources already. So I'm wondering if I take something like a Deluge out of this pack just to have a sweeper in my deck, because this is looking like it might potentially just be a control deck. So I'm thinking about taking actually the Toxic Deluge out of this pack. I think it's going to work well with kind of the strategy that we're going with, which is going to be lots of different colors and just try to control the board. So let's take the Deluge here. This Frantic Search is probably not a thing. And let's move on. Let us move on and hope for the best. Now we have a pack with Blightsteel Colossus. So Blightsteel Colossus is a card that we can channel out. It is a card that we can channel out, and it's also good with Oath of Druids. So we could take that, but it's also a card that usually tables. So then we have to look at this deck and go, okay, what else are we interested in playing? Teferi, Hero of Dominaria is a powerful card. Feywild Caretaker is also a powerful card. Can we just take the Teferi as just a generically good card and put that into our deck and just draft the Planeswalker control deck with balance and channel? I think that's kind of the direction that I'm headed. So I think I actually do want to take this Teferi and kind of draft accordingly and hope that Blightsteel Colossus tables. If it doesn't, oh well. All right. Taking a look at this pack here, I do think I'm interested in picking up Artifact Ramp. So I'm going to be looking at that. Get Lost is a decent removal spell, but it looks like we're going to be lots of different colors. There's Echo of Eons, but we don't have any way to really abuse that just yet. So I think for us, it's going to be either taking the Mind Stone or the Coalition Relic. This does look like it's going to be a pretty good Coalition Relic deck because we're going to be lots of different colors. Typically not the type of deck that's great, but given what we have, I do think I like it over the Mind Stone here because our fixing isn't perfect, and this allows us to just cast all of our spells, including just hard casting potentially the Satali and the Torsten. All right, now I'm going to take the Ulamog. Not going to get greedy. We have Oath of Druids. We have Channel. Let's try to make Ulamog a thing with this deck. Turn 2 Channel Ulamog is definitely the type of thing that I'm looking to do with this deck. Moving on to this pack here, we have a... Don't really care about taking any creatures necessarily. So there is a Dak Faden. Our mana is okay. We have a Mox Sapphire. We can play a Mountain, but I think it's just the best card for our deck. So I'm going to take Dak Faden out of this pack. And now we're blue, red, black, green, white. So our mana will work. It'll be fine. Okay, there's a Thespian Stage here. There's a Thespian Stage here to go with the Dark Depths. So that's another angle of attack. So let's go ahead and do that. So that is now a combo for our deck. I would really love a tutor type effect for this deck. I think that would be incredible, so we can fetch for whatever we need. Moving on to this pack, we have Ashen Rider as a card that we can oath out. It's okay. It's okay. Is there anything else? I think I just want to take some more generic removal spells. We know we're going to be green-based with black. So the question is, do we take something like a Vindicate or a Maelstrom Pulse? The Vindicate is a more powerful card. So I think I'm just going to take the Vindicate out of this pack. And now there's Prime Time, and I'm going to take it. It's just a fine card to oh, Prime Time gets us Stage Dark Depths. Let's do this. Don't try this one at home, folks. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to take the Talisman here. It's another artifact ramp spell that goes with the balance. And we are all the colors. But I don't really want to play Mana Confluence, so let's take Talisman of Indulgence. And now I'm going to take Blightsteel Colossus. So now we have 2 great targets with the channel. So that's something that we're looking to do. Is this deck all in on things? Absolutely. But I think there's promise here. Oh, we got to Get Lost as a removal spell. The big concern here is making our mana work. This is not really a Gitrog monster deck, but I guess if we're lacking playables, we can play it. And Dark Depths I kind of treat as a spell because it actually doesn't do anything. So 10, 11, 12, 16, and then we have these cards here off to the side. I mean, we can still play Noble Hierarch, but I kind of want all my creatures to be high impact when I'm looking to play Oath of Druids in my deck. So I want my ramp to come from non-creatures if possible. So I want Sweepers and Oath of Druids, and that's kind of what I want to draft here. And now what do we have? We're looking for good mana fixing and perhaps Emrakul, maybe a Demonic Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, cards of that nature. This pack has Pest Infestation and Fourth Year Lingus as kind of the two best options here. And fourth, as much as I like Pest Infestation, Fourth Year Lingus is one of the best non-power cards in the cube to go with the Bowmasters. They're actually, I think, right next to each other. So I'm going to go ahead and take Fourth Year Lingus out of this pack. Maybe we table Once Upon a Time. I think that would be a welcome addition so that we can do something with this channel. Other cards that would be good in this deck are Sneak Attack and Through the Breach with this package of creatures that we have. But yeah, let's go ahead and take Fourth Year Lingus as an additional way to win the game. And move on. Move on. Okay, so this pack has a Zagoth Triumph, which is great for our mana because it gives us everything we need. I don't really care about Jace. There's a Through the Breach, though. And there's an Entomb, but we're not actually casting reanimation spells. So I don't think I care about the Entomb here because we have Oath and Channel, and that's it. So I actually think if I were to play cheat a creature into playability, I would rather play Through the Breach. And I don't want to risk it here. I don't want to risk the chance that Through the Breach doesn't table. As much as I really want this Zagoth Triumph, this gives me more redundancy with all these big creatures that I have. Even if I Through the Breach Primetime, being able to get the Thespian Stage Dark Depths combo is also pretty nice. Along with, of course, Blightsteel Colossus can randomly win you a game. And then we have, of course, the Ulamog too. So I'm going to take Through the Breach here. And now we can focus on mana, right? Now we can focus on mana. We got the Through the Breach. We have plenty of cards here to go with the Through the Breach, so we don't necessarily need to take another good creature to go with these cards. Now, Through the Breach Woodfall Primus is good. There's Goryo's Vengeance in this pack, but like I said before, I don't have a lot of good ways to put creatures into my yard. There's 3 legendary creatures here. If I had more looting effects, I might take it. Subtlety is too hard to cast, I think, with the double blue. So then what am I looking at? There's a Palantir of Orthanc, which is actually just a nice card to play in this type of deck, just because I have lots of expensive cards, so my opponents really can't let me draw too many cards off of it. So I think I'm going to take Palantir here. There's a Terra Sunder. What's our removal situation? We have a Deluge, Vindicate, Get Lost. I think our removal is going to be okay. I could also take Fiery Islet just for better mana. Actually, no, I think I need better mana. Look, I was talking about how much good mana was for this deck. So I think I need to make sure that I'm responsible, and whenever there's an opportunity to take a decent land, I should take it. Now we have a pack with Ancient Tomb. Is this a good Ancient Tomb deck? We do have Fourth Year Lingus. It could be okay, but I might be more interested in just casting my spells. So we have the choice between Darkslick Shores and Razorverge Thicket out of this pack. And what's better? How many blue sources do we have right now? We have 1. And a Mox Sapphire, and we have Dak Faden and Teferi. So I think I'm going to take the Darkslick Shores out of this pack. It allows us to cast the Toxic Deluge and the Teferi, and move on from there. There's also a Lotus Petal in that pack, which would be... Oh, Emrakul! We got to do it, right? I mean, I want to channel Emrakul. Who's with me? I'm assuming that you said I'm with you, Paul. So I'm going to take the Emrakul here. We now have plenty of large creatures here. Probably can actually cut the Blightsteel Colossus now, honestly. And now that we have the Ulamog and the Emrakul. But I'll just put it here just in case. And now there's Sneak Attack. Okay, we are doing it here, folks. Now, we don't have a lot of tutor effects or deck manipulation, but we have Sneak Attack, Through the Breach, Oath of Druids, and Channel. This is shaping up to be awesome. Really sad that we're passing the Spara's headquarters. Okay, we are cooking here, folks. All right, 6, 10, 12, 14, 15. That's 19 cards to go into our deck. Now we have the choice between Fire Covenant and Pyrokinesis. Look, I just can't afford to play Wasteland in my deck, really. So I'd rather just have a spell. There is a Worldspine Worm, which is pretty good with Sneak Attack and Through the Breach. But I feel like I have enough here, and I want a little more interaction. So I'm going to forego the Worldspine Worm because I already have Ulamog, Torsten, Itali, and Emrakul. And I'm going to take Fire Covenant out of this pack over Pyrokinesis. Fire Covenant has just been incredible for me every time that I've cast. Oh my gosh, are we just playing all the Eldrazi? You bet. You better believe we're playing all the Eldrazi. I am cutting that Blightsteel Colossus, and we now have Sneak Attack Through the Breach with Ulamog, Kozilek, and Emrakul. Come on, channel. Come on, channel. Let's do it. Okay. Now we have... I think I just take a land out of this pack. I'm going to take the Restless Prairie. I want all the green duels. Kind of almost wish that I took the green-white duel there, but I'm going to take Restless Prairie over the Peatland out of this pack. 21, okay. And now we're looking at a pack where I'm going to take Sylvan Library. We have a fetch, and this is going to help us dig and help us find our combo, and it's something to cast early. So let's go ahead and do that. Because we are going to be green-based. We're kind of green-red-based, and then we'll just go from there. I don't know that I need this Woodfall Primus. I might want this Terra Sunder, though, just to have another form of interaction. I think we're good here. I just can't play 7 creatures to bring in. So I think I'll just play the Terra Sunder. And it's just another... I just need playables in my deck, too. And this is now 23 cards. This is now 23 cards. I'm hoping this all pans out. I just am a little concerned about my mana. Okay, I'm a lot concerned about my mana. But this deck looks super, super fun. I can definitely say I've never drafted a deck like this before. Happy for the Razorverge Thicket to Table. Definitely happy about that. The Gruff Triplets is a fine Sneak Attack Through the Breach target. But like I said before, we have 6 large monsters already. That's more than enough. It's better to just focus on our mana. Really wish I could have taken one of those Tri-lands over something, but it is what it is. And now there's a choice between... I think Knight of Autumn is a pretty good sideboard card, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. And yeah, so is Kasali Pridemage if we go up against an artifact deck. And Deadly Dispute. Okay, so this is our deck. I might have to cut some cards just to make the mana work, but this is... Look, we got all the targets for channel. So... Turn 2, let's get them. Okay, folks, this is the masterpiece or disaster, however you want to phrase it here. This is the mana situation. If you look at the sideboard, nothing really that interesting to play. These are creatures, which I don't really want. And this is truly a deck built around Oath of Druids. And we have 15 lands here that produce mana, plus the 2 Moxen, a Talisman, and a Relic. I feel like every game we draw a Relic is going to be really great for us. This gives us a total... I had to get my spreadsheet out, by the way. It took me like 5 minutes to figure out my mana base. But this gives us 10 green sources, and then gives us 3, 4, 5, 6 relics, 7 red sources. The reason why we're going with more red sources than any of the other colors, white has the same number of white pips, but because of Sneak Attack. I want to be able to cast Sneak Attack and have an extra red in play to be able to put something into play. And we have an Atali that we want to hardcast. And by having the second red source with the Wooded Foothills, we can fetch the second mountain. And then everything else is, we have like 5 to 6 mana sources. Like I said, mana is going to be the biggest issue. I only have 4 blue sources, for example, including the Relic for Dak Faden and Teferi. So we might have some pretty rough hands. Really would have liked a Triome or anything along those lines. And I'm super happy that I took this Coalition Relic. But I'm really excited about this deck. J-Bro said, this deck might not lose any matches. And I was like, also, it might not win any matches. We'll see how it goes. Okay, what do we have? Oh, this Dark Depths. Maybe this Dark Depths was a little ambitious. Maybe it should just be Noble Hierarch. And we can make our mana better. I have Through the Breach Emrakul. Is that enough? I'll try it. I'll keep it. We have basically all of our mana here. And if we draw, obviously, Channel off the top, that would just be completely absurd. But because we're on the play, I think this is keepable. We have lots of great draws. And yeah, I should just cut this. And then now I'm going to draw Thespian Stage, right? Sneak Attack, okay. Forest from the opponent. That's usually pretty good. That means there's less of a chance that they can disrupt me. Uh-oh. He knows my hand. He knows my hand, folks. Okay. Robber of the Rich. Okay. You're going to potentially get some big things here. That one doesn't hit this turn. Can we get a play this turn? Yikes. I don't want to get... Oh, no, we have the strip mine on our team. So I'll just go ahead and play Mountain. And then we can jam Sneak Attack next turn. We do need to find a mana source to cast this Through the Breach. But they are looking to be very aggressive here. A Mox would be incredible. We have 2 of them. Mox would be awesome. Would Channel be good enough? It'll put us down to 3. No, it'll put us down to 1. Do we Channel if we draw Channel? Okay. Oh, that was a red source, but it's okay. Mox. Mox off the top. Mox off the top. Or a sweeper. Come on. Oh my gosh, we drew the Mox. Yes. Yes. Mox off the top. Let's go. Through the breach. Would I like to go through the breach? Absolutely. No permanence for you. This is amazing. What a top deck. What a top deck. Okay, that makes sense. I'm still attacking, but sacking 2 mountains there makes complete sense. But he has the rebuild, and we're looking good because we have the backup with the sneak attack. If we draw a red source here, that would be great. Oh, Soul Ring. Okay, so rebuilding very quickly. Red source. Vindicate. As tempting as that is, let's just run out sneak attack. Let's go. Tireless Tracker. Okay. I mean, solid red-green deck here. Okay. All right. Let's sneak the Torsten in. Let's find a red source and more creatures. How about that? Oh, just a red source. Okay. Well, let's take all these lands, I guess. And then let's go ahead and play Vindicate on Tireless Tracker. Woo! What do I want to go with here? Although, I will say, Dark Depths Thespian Stage is just naturally very, very good against him. It's just whenever I draw Dark Depths, it's just so bad. Right? It's just so bad. And this is just a nice way to just guarantee a win with Primeval Titan. But then there's Ignoble Hierarch. And that just makes my mana a lot better. But another thing is he's playing red-green, and he's going to have so many ways to kill the Hierarch. By playing it this way, it also just blanks all of his burn spells that would be targeted at my Hierarch, right? Now, the question is, do I still care about this, or do I just play something like a Maze of Ith? Nah. We drew it again. We deserve to draw it again. I'm going to mulligan this hand. It doesn't have enough action for us. Get that Dark Depths out of our hand. And I'm going to keep this. And which one do I bottom? I guess it's Kozilek. I'm not going to hit it because it goes on the bottom. And if I hit Channel, I want to hit the Oath of Druids. So let's go ahead and bottom Kozilek. And I'm going to lead with a green source. Let's lead with Forest so that we can't get wastelanded. Oh, geez, Haywire Might. All right, so Oath of Druids is not a great option here. Unless they don't have a green source, but they have to have a green source. Okay. No, our oath. Our oath. Our mana is kind of rough right now. Would really love a white source. White source off the top. Tear Asunder. Oh, that's great. That is great. So I will play Darkslick Shores. And then I'll play Tear Asunder on the Haywire Might when they attack. They're not red-green's just not going to have counters. And then we can play Oath of Druids on the following turn. Yeah, let's just minimize the damage. I don't see a situation where I'm not going to go after that Haywire Might. You know what I mean? That is a really good target for Tear Asunder, but it's important for us to resolve this Oath of Druids, so. Let's play Oath. And let's play the Prairie. That's our white source. Okay. So they have a Caryatid in play. We're going to get something large. We'll see what it is. They have one ring going, though. So this, it's like, can all the cards that he leverages from the one ring make up for the fact that I'm going to be oathing something large every turn? Now, if he kills my oath, then we're in huge trouble. Definitely. But we still have a chance. We can still balance. Okay, Tireless Tracker. Into Eidolon. Okay. Oh, and we can even balance after, but we'll see. What do we hit here? Choose target opponent. You. Yes. Ulamog. Not bad. Oh, we drew the Torsten. Okay. So that's an Ulamog. He can't really do much to the Ulamog, so I don't feel like I really need to balance here. I'm at 19 life here. So let's play the Bayou. And we'll just pass. Zealous Conscripts would be pretty bad. And then we have a bunch of these creatures. What do we have? Primeval Titan is probably the other card. And then Emrakul is in hand. What else did we... Oh, we had Atali. So we want to hit Atali over Primeval Titan, I think. That can get us the Dark Depths combo even. Oh my gosh. But so they're both good. It's going to be Primeval Titan or Atali, I believe. 1, 2, 3. We put a card on the bottom. I think we have 6 creatures in our deck, so. Court of Garenbrig? Okay, well, we're going to attack with this Ulamog. I mean, they have a nice beatdown deck here. All right, so this balance is going to be phenomenal. Let's see what we get with the Oath of Druids here. Can't attack me. We have an indestructible creature. They're drawing a bunch of cards. But like I said before, we have balance. Target you. Yes. Yes, I would like to use the ability. Atali! All right. What do we hit? Okay. That's a sneak attack. And that's a Fury, my friends. Okay. Okay. I guess we're not casting balance. Okay, so we can kill these two creatures, I guess. Like this. Sure. Sneak attack is in. We don't have red mana. We drew Fiery Covenant. We still don't have red mana. And, I mean, the thing is, they can oath, but what they oath is just going to be so much less exciting than what we oath anyways. So let's go ahead and attack. Make them sack a bunch of permanents. And what's the next target? Primeval Titan, right? That's the next one. Oh, we milled the Dark Depths. Okay, we milled the Dark Depths. Now the problem is the bottom card is Emrakul. Not Emrakul, Kozilek. So we need to kill them before we get to that last card on the bottom. Oh, no, but we get Primeval Titan next. All right. This is going to block. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's see what happens here. So they go down to 10. Now, if they still play too many creatures, right, because they're going to get one here with the Oath. They're going to make a 5/5 token here, which we can't block. Maybe we should have killed this? No. I don't mind killing the Eidolon. So they're going to make a 5/5 token. They're going to get a creature off the Oath, and then they're going to play some more stuff. But I don't think that they're interested in playing more creatures, because that would trigger my Oath again. So we're playing under the assumption that this Oath will not trigger for us next turn, because they're going to probably have 3 creatures in play. What? Oh, I had to put that on the stack? Okay, I was just like, what's going on? All right, what do you get? Got a Noble Hierarch. Exactly. All right, 5/5 flyer. Let's just hope we don't die somehow to this 5/5 flyer. All right. This will put them down to 6 next turn. Drew almost their entire deck. What do you have for me? Red-green typically struggles against giant creatures because it just doesn't have the removal that can kill large monsters, right? You just can't kill a 10/10 or a 7/7 in your red decks. Now, what you can do, if it's in this cube, is cast a threaten effect. Zealous Conscripts, for example, would be incredible, right? If you went Zealous Conscripts, steal my Ulamog, or something along those lines. But I'm so happy. This is the first time I've drafted a good Oath of Druids deck. Ely Cassis would be very proud of me. Ely would be very proud. I think we actually might have milled most of our red sources. We have 7 red sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Mox Ruby. Oh my. What is this? Okay. All right. Fiery Confluence. Are we dead? That would be super impressive if we're dead here. So he has let's see. Let's just make sure. I can't do anything here. They have Fire Blast. If he goes Lightning Bolt plus Fire Blast, I'm dead. That would be an incredible way to win here. If he was able to find 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 13 damage of burn. With Lightning Bolt, maybe? Alright, so we don't get an oath trigger. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses target player. First player move. Okay. So I don't think we have any other option other than to just attack with everything, right? So I suppose we will do that. The Thicket doesn't do us anything. We attack with everything. He sacks 4 permanents, chomps the Ulamog, and takes lethal, I think. He can Fire Blast my Fury. And then I just die, I think? But I don't have any other lines here, so... yeah. This Thopter might actually kill me. Oh, no. They take 3 and they die to the One Ring, right? Unless they find a burn spell. Okay. Alright, so... there's a lot of what-ifs here, but we only have 1 play here, so... let's do it. Let's go for it. I don't think balancing does anything. So... oh, of course they get to sack the One Ring. Okay. Right. But they do need an answer for the Fury, which they presumably have. Yeah, they're going to win this game. Really impressive updraft. Really impressive. They're going to win this game. If they kill Fury, they're going to win this game. Fire Blast on Fury. Awesome. Yeah, and this still gives 2 counters, right? Do I have an instant speed removal spell? So I will get the Monarch back. Is Get Lost still in my deck? No, I milled Get Lost. Yeah, no, they got us. Wow! Awesome, awesome job getting back into this. Yeah, we really needed a red source to be able to Fire Covenant. That was the thing, but we milled all of our red sources. Or an untapped land. Oh, there were so many good draws. Ugh. Razorverge Thicket. Any untapped land with the Prairie also would have done it. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. The entire deck. And see what they have. Yeah. They do have the Flame Slash, so I like not playing the Hierarch. I think I'm just going to go with... the same setup here. I mean, there's the Maze of Ith, which I guess is a consideration, but I like all the other cards. And if I bring in the Maze of Ith, then it's just... I'm on the play too. Yeah, I'm on the play. So I think I just want to be as proactive as possible. And I do think we can also randomly get lucky with Dark Depths and the Thespian Stage. So just kind of a risk you have to take. I mean, this is the kind of deck where there's going to be a lot of opening hands. Maybe not the prime time, but just when you do have all these Eldrazi, there's going to be a lot of hands where you're just going to mulligan. But the thing is, you don't need a lot to win, right? You don't need a lot to win. So I'm just going to keep it like this. Hopefully we can get a nice mock start, something along those lines. Although he might board out Flame Slash, so the Hierarch might be good there. Well, we'll see. Okay, so this is definitely a mulligan. Okay, and oh no. This is another mulligan. I mean, we have 17 mana sources, so this is something that does happen. And we will keep this hand, I suppose. And we will bottom... What do we bottom here? Can't play deck. I mean, certainly one of the big creatures. I can't play Channel. If I can't play Channel, is Kozilek better or worse than Atali? I am closer to casting the Atali, I guess. I do think I want one of the big creatures, and I can't play the deck. So let's bottom Kozilek and deck. And I might just have to 4th Year Lingus for 1, just to try to draw some cards, so I can find ways to put the Atali into play. Let's lead with Thicket. Can play out the Mox Ruby next turn. I don't know. I mean, Dak could have also been an option, but I feel like I want to have at least this if I find a Sneak Attack or Through the Breach to play. And then in the off chance that I just get super flooded, I can still play it. All right, so he knows about our hand. And definitely just playing a 4th Year Lingus here is pretty dubious because they're the aggressive deck. They have a 1 red play. What is that? Mox Sapphire would be nice. I mean, if we draw land, do we just hold? I don't know. Ugh, this is awful. Oh, man. Look, I'm just doing something that I feel like will give me the best opportunity to win. And with the Mold of 5 there, it's just like, this is just kind of what we have to do, I think. Did he keep the Flame Slash? No, that's a Soul Ring. So he's probably going to have a creature to follow up here, and we're going to be in a tough spot. But now if we can find Oath of Druids, Balance, could be okay. They're going to get the Monarch back. If we can find a way to kill the Brea's Apprentice, maybe. Sneak Attack would be good. Oath of Druids. Mountain. Okay, so that's not going to get it done. I guess the Mox Sapphire would have meant that we could have played the deck if we found that. But let's just go ahead and pass. I just felt like I needed a big creature in my hand. But the deck would now help me find stuff. Or it could have actually stolen the Mox Sapphire. Oh, he's got a Soul Ring and a Mox Jet. Okay. Nissa? Okay. Alright, so this is definitely one of those instances where basically if I don't draw Sneak Attack or Through the Breach, I'm just in large amounts of trouble. And that has Vigilance. Okay. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if I find a Through the Breach... This has Trample. Yeah, I'll take it all. Or do I have Balance too. No, we'll take it all. Alright, let's find Through the Breach here. We can find Through the Breach or Sneak Attack. That's a Haywire Might. I'm surprised they're not killing the Mox Ruby, because this gives me outs. But it's not going to be enough. Oh well. 0-1. 0-1. Well played Updraft, and look, we mulled a 5 and we couldn't find all the combo pieces. GG's. Okay, folks. We need a white source, but I'm simply not going to mulligan a hand with Land Mox Talisman. World is my oyster. So basically, if we draw a white source, our hand gets unlocked, but anything else would also be pretty decent here. So I'm going to keep this. If I draw Plains, am I vindicating a land? Oh. Okay. We just need a white source. We have plenty of green-white lands in our deck. So we have some time here because we did have this fast start. All right, so they're going to get a mana creature. Come on. Come on. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and play Teferi. Draw a card. And let's untap these two and pass. All right. This is great. We have Terra Sunder, Vindicate, 4th Year Lingus with an active Teferi. As long as they don't play something like a Questing Beast here, if they go Forest Questing Beast, that would be really annoying. It wouldn't kill the Teferi though, so that's nice. All right, so they're going to be pressuring Teferi with the Luminarch Aspirant. Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. They're keeping up... So it looks like they're keeping up Reprieve. It looks like they're keeping up Reprieve. Now I can just kill Luminarch Aspirant here. Can I replay it though? I can't. Oh, well, no, I can't. So I can try to Vindicate the Luminarch Aspirant, draw a card off Teferi. If they remand, then I can tear asunder something. So maybe we just do that. No reason not to play the land. Black, white. Let's go ahead and kill this. Okay. Let's draw a card. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, sure. We did pass that over to him. All right. So we do have Tear Asunder still. But we'll see what he chooses to do with all of his creatures. Probably interested in... that's still fine. Jite. Okay. They want to equip. Okay. I mean, do I care that much about the draw card effect here? I don't know. But the thing is, this doesn't even kill Teferi. So what can I do here? Kill the army token. Pay one to prevent it. Then see what we draw here. Okay. So now we can just play Torsten, which I think is just the play here. I mean, there's just not much you can do if I just jam Torsten here, right? So we'll get some extra information off playing this Torsten. Let's put all this action into our hand, and that should probably be good. And do we want to give them a 1/1 to draw a card? Sure. I mean, I could also just, like, get rid of this Jite. I don't care about the Bowmasters. I have so many resources in my hand. This seems to be, like, potentially the most annoying card, because we're not drawing extra cards every turn. All right. We have enough. And he's just on one card. So we're on Torsten plus Itali plus Primetime. We're just dropping haymakers every single turn. And I don't think that he's going to be able to grind through all of it. The question is, which large creature do we play next turn? Ooh, if we play Itali, we can steal the Jite. I should play my land, though, because I need to pay for the Esper Sentinel. Yeah, let's go with Itali. Itali stealing Jite seems kind of sweet. I feel like we do this a good amount of the time, where we draft these kind of unfair decks, and then we just hardcast the stuff. Always nice. Oh, now we're not going to steal Jite. Okay. Probably still play Itali. I want to hit Emrakul off Itali. Let's do this. No. Well, how much damage can I possibly take here? Okay, so let's go ahead and play... Sure, the Islet red. I'm going to take damage anyways. Itali. What do we get? Channel. That's not going to do anything. March. Does this work? No, it does not. Exile. Yeah. Wow, that was the worst Itali ever. I mean, I guess I cast a channel and take some damage so that I can play the Relic and then 4th Yearlingus for a lot next turn. So I play the channel, pay 1 for this, and that allows... Basically, I'm paying 3 life to play a Coalition Relic. I guess we'll do that. Sure. Yeah, this doesn't work. All right. Play Relic. Let's attack. And next turn we can just 4th year Lingus and get them. Okay. So they got the Bowmasters. Bunch of cheap things here. Bowmaster's very good against the Hierarch, so we're not going to board it in. They're playing a creature-based strategy. I think we just kind of keep things the way that it is, honestly. There's always this question of whether or not I want to bring this Maze of Ith in, but I think I'm happy with where we're at. Let's go turn 2 channel. I want to channel somebody out here. It's a matter of time. Mulligan. This deck mulligans a lot, by the way. Oh, gosh. The only thing is, like, we shouldn't be getting too many of these hands where we just have, like, 1 mana source. That's the only frustrating part here. Yeah, this is silly. Okay. What did we mulligan to? I mean, we're keeping this. Put 3 cards on the bottom. I need 2 lands, Thespian Stage, and Dark Depths, right? So let's go put this, and I guess through the breach? All right. I just didn't want to take the chance where I don't draw another land and we're really far away from through the breaching, but we have Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, but it's turn 4, so that might be too slow. Hopefully we can draw a balance or something. Here's a Thicket. Yeah, there's nothing I can do until turn 4. Yeah, this is a turn 4. Eagles, okay. Scrubland. Take 1. Yeah, we might be dead before. Whoa. Oh, Bowmasters, of course. Oh. That makes things interesting. So, what do I play here? I guess it's just Dark Depths? Actually, it can just be Thespian Stage. Although, do we want to make another? I don't want to expose my Mox Ruby, though. Is this indestructible? I mean, let's just play this, I guess. Here's a Bowmasters. All right, let's hope a 2020 indestructible is going to be good enough here. I think this is the first time I've actually done the Thespian Stage Dark Depths thing. Drawing the Mox was awesome. Mind Twist? Oh no, Green to Zenith. Oh my gosh. Alright, here it is. Here it is. Is this good enough? 2020? Come on, Dark Depths. That's so insane. Mold of 4. Naturally draw Thespian Stage Dark Depths with Mox Ruby. All right, 1-1. 1-1. Let's try to go for a sweet 2-1 with this deck. All right, round 3 against Timrod. And this has a land and a Mox, but we can't do anything, so let's mulligan. And this hand has more action, so we will keep this. I think I want to keep all my mana sources. I can't cast Fire Covenant or Vindicate. Let's keep this. Let's see. What is Timrod on? Timrod looks to be on a mono blue tempo deck with lots of counterspells and flash creatures. Okay, so this is going to be kind of rough. I think I'm going to bottom the Fire Covenant. And let's see. Do I run out this Mox? So does he have Thieving Skydiver? He does. But he does have Spell Pierce too. He has Spell Pierce and other counters. So I think I'm just going to wait. If he mana drains my Mox Sapphire, that's totally fine. If I draw Black Source, I can try to Vindicate an island. Although he does have Daze in his deck. But I've never seen a mono blue deck before, so that's really sweet. It's cool that he was able to pull that off. Maybe that's why the draft went so weird. It's like, And there's like 2 or 3 black-red drafters. I mean, there's all kinds of nonsense going on right now here. Guess I'll play the Islet. Don't think I'm going to sack it or anything, but we are 1 mana source short of playing Teferi, but unlikely to resolve in this matchup, I will say. This Dark Depths, I can't badmouth the Dark Depths after what it did for us in the last game. So Dark Depths, you're all right in my book. You're okay in my book. What about a Mox here? That is not a Mox. All right. I mean, I could play out the Dark Depths to try to start removing counters from it, but I think it's better to just run out normal land so that I can just go for a Teferi next turn. Like I said, this is almost the Nightmare matchup because he has so many counter spells. We need to get kind of like a busted turn 2 channel start probably to have our best chances here, or some kind of a Mox opener where we play something early. But our deck doesn't really have that many things it can play early, so this could be a matchup though where I just say, look, I can hit Dig Noble Hierarch, but maybe I just play it anyways. And just play it as a way to just have even more speed in the matchup. And then I have to start thinking about whether or not the Dark Depths combo is worth it. I don't see any bounce spells, so I think it's still probably good. I don't see a Brazen Borrower. That's the big card. There's a Subtlety, but that doesn't work. I think I just have to run out this Teferi. True name. Yep, we're just running out Teferi and hoping here, but probably getting dazed. The thing is Teferi is not even that good here. Let's oh, this thing has hexproof? Yeah, this is just drawing us a card. But hey. Ooh, nope, it's got hexproof as long as I control a planeswalker. Okay. Let's untap these 2 in case we need to cast Terra Sunder on the Sir Ginger, which I likely will after Teferi dies. And then we're just going to hope that Through the Breach finds us something good here. But there was no way to get rid of the Sir Ginger there, so yeah, let's cast this. Spell Pierce, okay. I hope he doesn't have another counterspell. For a big card! Okay. I mean, it's something. Yep. Yeah, this is such a bad matchup. Oh my gosh. Okay. Our only hope, I guess, is like an Emrakul off the top. I will play the Dark Depths in case I draw Thespian Stage as well. And if we don't draw a big thing, then we can just Islet. But we're taking 8 damage here, so yeah, excellent. This match, you know, they just play some creatures with some counter backup, and unless we get an incredible start, it's super tough. Like turn 1 Oath might be really tough for them to beat. Yep, that's not going to get it done. We're at 7. This is a 3/3 blocker. I have the planes. I guess this gives me 1 extra turn here. This gives me 1 extra turn. But I don't even know if this Through the Breach will be good enough because of the True Name Nemesis that we have. All right, activate. And we need to block Sir Ginger, because if we draw something big with Through the Breach, we need to take 1 damage here. If we block the Snapcaster Mage, we take 6 and then we pain to death. So let's block here. But like I said, I don't even think a Through the Breach into Emrakul gets it done here. Let's draw a card. And that's it. Okay, sideboard. Sideboard. I definitely feel like Noble Hierarch is something that I want. What else did he have? He had Vidalcan Shackles. I'm taking a look here. There was a Vidalcan Shackles, which isn't really that good against us, to be honest. He needs a gazillion islands. And we do have a Vindicate already to deal with it. I like Deluge as a way to kill the Vendilion Click. Balance is also good. So then it's just a matter of us thinking, okay, well, what do we actually not like in this matchup? Fiery Covenant's also not bad. It's an instant speed card. I don't know, maybe the Hierarch is... Maybe on the play, the Hierarch is not something we care about. Let's just cut it. Maybe we'll bring it in on the draw. Okay, so this is game 2. If we had double green, we could be able to channel Ulamog, but we cannot. This deck does mulligan a lot, but it is capable of ridiculously awesome starts. I am going to keep this. And I'm going to bottom. Emrakul is nice if I draw channel. There's Toxic Deluge. The thing is, I want to resolve... I feel like if I resolve Oath, turn 1, my opponent just can't do anything for a really long time. And that gives us plenty of time to figure out other things. So I think I just get rid of the Deluge here, because I don't really want to kill anything if I turn 1 Oath. And I'm keeping the Emrakul because we have Sneak Attack and Through the Breach in our deck, so... he doesn't have any counters that deal with Oath turn 1 without an island in play. We didn't see Force of Will, so I'm just going to play this Oath here while the coast is clear. And I think this is just going to buy me a ton of time. What do they even do, right? I guess they can play Mox Pearl, Lotus Petal, and do something awesome. But here we can go just slowly remove counters from Dark Depths. And that'll be our form of inevitability, I guess. Yep. Actually, should we have played Dark Depths there? Yeah, maybe we should have played Dark Depths there, because that allows us to Thespian Stage if we draw Thespian Stage. Yeah, and I don't have any other lands. Yeah, that was definitely a play Dark Depths situation. Okay. Okay. He's running out the Jace. Here we go. It's time to Oath, folks. Target opponent. Yes. All right, Torsten. I like that one. Let's get... Can I play this? I mean, I'm going to take the Atali anyways. Okay. Oh, Sneak Attack and Through the Breach, though. All right. Oh, Drew Kozilek. Okay. Dak Faden is interesting, but I feel like it just kind of runs into... his counters. It's like... So maybe I want to at least play around Spell Pierce and Daze here. So I think I will wait on that. He does have Metamorph in his deck, which can copy Torsten, but then I can just get another Oath activation. So let's go ahead and play the Razorverge Thicket, because that's a land that'll come into play tapped next turn. And hold off. Would have rather hit the Atali, probably. Well, no, Torsten was a good hit, too. Can we really complain about a turn 2 Torsten getting us 4 cards? We can't. If our opponent's able to claw back and grind through that, Good on them. Good on them to do that. So. Our opponent has a really, really sweet deck still. I just want to stress. They have Time Walk as well in their deck. Time Walk Mox Pearl. Pretty good. There's a Bobble. Is this Metamorph time? It looks like it. It is Metamorph time. Okay, well, we get another spin here with the Oath of Druids. What other creatures do we have? We've drawn a lot of them, unfortunately. Also, I just realized we milled like no cards with the Oath of Druids. Alright, so now they get a full grip. They found all of these cards. Ooh, Tishana's Wayfinder is really nice. Okay. Oh, I can Dak Faden and steal the Torsten. But they probably have Mana Drain. But we'll see. Okay. Oath. What do we find this time? Is it Primeval Titan? Is that the only card left? I think there's an Ulamog in our deck. I think there is an Ulamog in our deck. I'm surprised they didn't loot here. So he doesn't have the mana to Tidebinder here. Certainly has the mana to cast Arcane Denial or Mana Drain. Both cards I'm terrified of, but I think I don't have a choice. Probably just going to run out my Dak Faden here anyways. At least we get to play around Spell Pierce and Daze. Unless he has both. And it is now on Senor Timrod. What would you like to do to this Oath trigger? Do you have a Stifle, a Tail's End, maybe? Could be. Given that he's tanking, I feel like there is a chance that there is some kind of a Stifle ability here that might go on the stack. Now, what does the Tidebinder say exactly? So it just counters any activated ability. Okay. So he can use that to counter an Oath trigger, but doesn't have the mana to do it here. Okay. Yes. Wow, we milled a lot of cards. Okay, did we mill? No, we milled the Thespian Stage. That's unfortunate. We milled the Thespian Stage. Okay. Well, let's go get these two lands. We have just the Ulamog left. I hope we don't deck ourselves. Okay. So we got Primeval Titan, and now that's a sneak attack. That is a sneak attack. So I feel like there was maybe some kind of a Stifle effect here. Or a counterspell effect. Let's play the Islet. And now do we just go for... I think we go for Dak Faden here. Because, like I said before, that plays around the sneak attack. Or that plays around Daze and Spell Pierce. And then we can go for the sneak attack next turn. This is almost certainly going to be met with a counterspell. So yeah, that's an Arcane Denial. And that's in their hand. Do we attack? I don't think so. I actually don't think we attack because the reason why we don't attack is because I want to sneak in the Emrakul, and I don't want 7 tokens in play to be sacrificed to the Emrakul. So we're just going to wait here. It's another island down, and this is their hand. We're at 9 cards left. Decking is definitely something that can happen. And this Dark Depths does not do much for us now. All right, lots of triggers here. They have a Thieving Skydiver, which we don't care too much about. The Shackles is still a few lands away from being relevant. And do we have another red source in our deck? Mox Ruby is in the graveyard. And Mountain is in the graveyard. We have 2 mountains. Coalition Relics in the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, I want to draw 2 cards. Oh, that's an extra red source. Oh, Upkeep Mystical Tutor. That's really nice. They got Time Walk. Okay. So they're going to be taking several turns here. And we can't do too much, so that's really good. I mean, do I... Okay. Do I block? This is rough. Do I just take 7? I imagine they're just gonna cast Time Walk, yeah. So this is 2 turns. They have 2 turns right now. Now they get to Oath. Okay. All right, they get to Oath. Vendilion. Oh my gosh. They Oath Vendilion Click? Oh man. Okay. So sneak attack down. Now that's going on the bottom. Oof. Oh, and we drew Wooded Foothills. That fetches us nothing. Oh man. Okay. Larcenist. Okay. Yeah, this deck is awesome. I'm a really big fan of the Larcenist too. I think that was an excellent addition too, by the way. Okay. Yeah, I can't do much here. Do I just chump with Primeval Titan? Because there's a chance he can steal it next turn. Yeah, with the Shackles. All right, I guess we're blocking. And then we take 12 next turn. Oh, True Name Nemesis. We take 15. Oof. Oh, we drafted such a sweet one this time. But this was also a really awesome deck by Timrod. Time Walk, very powerful. Counter spells, very powerful. This Fire Covenant doesn't even do anything because we're going to take so much damage this turn. Brainstorm would be awesome in our deck with the Oath. All right, we're at 4. Do we have Through the Breach in our deck? I'm trying to figure out what my outs are. There is Through the Breach in our deck. Okay. Yep. Oh, it was the next card down. That's an Ulamog. And that is a Toxic Deluge that I can cast for 3. Hold on. That is a Toxic Deluge that I can cast for 3. Now, they have... Oh no, but I'll have to... Yeah. Well, no, I'll have to take damage here, sadly, from the Talisman. So I need to sack my Torsten to cast Toxic Deluge for 3? Oh, man. Okay, is there anything else I can do from this spot? I can play... Can I just cast Emrakul? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 7 mana off. 1 mana off of Kozilek, I guess. I mean, they have to have a counterspell here, right? Like, they have all this mana up. They have Shackles, Tidebinder, Skydiver. I mean, but if they don't... If they don't... It's not bad for us, right? Well, they still have this Torsten. Okay. We need to sack this for black. One, two, three. They can counter the Annihilator trigger. Okay, and then we'll play Talisman. We'll play... I guess maybe I should have just drawn a card here. So I'm going to tap this for colorless and draw a card. Oh, I'm just dead anyways. They just played a Tidebinder and they have 2 creatures. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, they get to counter this, but I was just dead to these creatures anyways. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I did not expect to play against the mono blue, all tricky removal counterspell deck. That was going to be rough. I thought with the turn 1 Oath we had a chance, but the Time Walk was able to get it done. So, GG's Timrod. Once again, I tried to do something super sweet. I thought it was super sweet. Thought we were gonna go at least 2-1 with this, but sadly we were not able to. And Timrod able to get it done here. So 1-2, sadly, but still, this is a really, really cool, sweet Oath of Druids deck that I drafted, and I would like to do this again at some point. So let's kind of review the deck and kind of see what happened. All right, so the draft started out really rough. We started out with a Mox, which is awesome. And then afterwards, we were just trying to find direction. And there weren't that many cards that we saw that kind of pulled us into a specific thing, right? So we second picked that Atali, but we saw no reanimation spells. And then we saw the channel, and we said, okay, well, that gives us the most upside. And then we found all the Eldrazi to go with the channel. Sadly, we were never able to do the channel into Eldrazi thing, because that does lead to free wins. But I felt like we had a lot of the pieces. I think our mana was a little bit rough. That would have been nicer to kind of figure out. But I think given our seed, I thought this was about as good of a combo-ish Oath deck that we could have drafted. We took sweepers to stabilize. We had the balance, the Deluge, and the Fire Covenant. So I think this deck really wanted to mostly play against creature strategies and not too many counterspell decks, because we didn't have Thoughtseize, we didn't have anything like that. And of course, in that last round, the mono blue match was really tough. I think in general, we probably should beat Updraft's deck if we can get an okay start. But Updraft navigated that game where we had the Oath of Druids very, very well and was able to sneak just enough damage through to get us with that Fiery Confluence and the Court of Garenbrig on the flyer. Perhaps we should have killed that flyer, but at the time, I don't know that he had Court of Garenbrig in play. Maybe he did. If he did, maybe I should have killed the flyer, but that ended up actually costing us. And that was also a game where the mana hurt us because we had spells in our hand that we couldn't cast. But anyways, I thought this was a sweet deck. We had Oath, Sneak Attack through the Breach, with all the Eldrazi, with the Channel, and then Torsten, Itali, and then Prime Time with Dark Depths, Thespian Stage. This deck was trying to do a lot of cool stuff. This was an excellent balance deck on top of that, but sadly, we fell just a little short with a 1-2, so going to be relying on my teammates to win this draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. I'll catch you tomorrow.